to the UnBias Podcast. I'm Cole, your host, and this is a platform where we uncover headlines surrounding your favorite sports teams, NFL, NBA, and not just sports, but everything included. But here we tell the story that everybody wants to know. And we all know there's more than one side to a story, but I can't just tell that story by myself. So I got to bring my friends with me. I got my co-host, T.Y. Ty D. What's up?
Yo. It's a pleasure. You feel me?
All right. And let's introduce, we got a special guest, a Georgia native with a ton of love for his Georgia teams, Georgia Bulldogs, Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Falcons. It's my guy, Cam McConnell. Cam, talk to me. What's good?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to see y'all again, man. It's been a while. I'm excited to be here, man. I'm super pumped about it. So,
Man, yes, sir. Definitely. It's definitely been a minute. All right, let's get into it. Now, during last Monday night's game between Buffalo and Cincinnati, Buffalo Bills safety DeMar Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest after making a tackle Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins. He was then administered CPR and rushed to a UC Medical Center. Throughout the week, Hamlin's health has improved, and he is now back home in Buffalo after being released yesterday. We here at UnBias would like to just send our thoughts and our supports with DeMar. Much love for DeMar Hamlin. Anything you guys want to add to DeMar Hamlin and I guess the tragedy and I guess the triumph that was this past week?
Yeah, man. I think it's just like everybody else, man. It's just everybody's just relieved to see that he's all right. Like when it happened, like no one knew what was going on and no one could actually react. But now that we know and are aware, and he's back home and everything, everyone can kind of have that woosah moment, just kind of relax a little bit.
yeah, man, I agree. That was a pretty tough scene to watch, man. I was watching it, and my oldest daughter was watching it on the couch, and I had to turn around and be like, "Hey, I think it's time for you to go to your room," because it'd gone to 2 or 3 commercial breaks, and the ambulance was on the field at that time, and they talked about CPR and stuff like that, and I've been in sports my entire life, man. I love sports.
Yeah.
It's a scene, man. It kind of it's scary, man. But I'm glad that he's doing a lot better. I'm glad that he's gotten a lot of money towards charity. A lot of people buying his jersey, to support him and stuff. So I'm glad he's back, and I hope the best for him. I hope to see him back on the field.
We definitely hope to see him back on the field. And you're right. $2,500 was his goal for his GoFundMe he made in 2020. It's up to $8 million now. Whew. Let's move on. We got the NFL playoffs starting. It's been a hell of a season, fellas. It's been a crazy season. We're going to start off right now with the last 3 teams that were able to punch their ticket into the dance. That's the Dolphins, Jaguars, and Seahawks. Trevor Lawrence and company, they won in Jacksonville on Saturday night, thanks to their defense. Josh Allen was able to recover a fumble and take it to the house. Miami didn't score a touchdown, however. They didn't need to because they played Joe Flacco and the Jets. And Geno Smith needed overtime to beat the LA Rams to get some help from the Lions as they swept the Packers to get to the playoffs. So let's discuss which team can really make a sneaky run in these playoffs.
Honestly, I don't have the most faith in none of them. But if I had to pick a team that could probably make a run, I would probably go with the Jaguars, only because their quarterback is on fire right now and their team is just working on all cylinders, just full steam ahead. I don't know what they got going on over there, if they got something in the water, something special, but them boys are balling. So that would be my pick.
Cam, what about you?
It's a tough call, man. Because I think a lot of people want to see the Seahawks go. Because of the whole Russell Wilson getting traded and stuff like that. So they want to see Geno do his thing. They want to see, the Seahawks make it, and they didn't need Russell Wilson. So I mean, it would be cool to see them, actually do something in the playoffs. But Dude, the Jags, man. I mean, we saw it in Trevor Lawrence when he was at Clemson, dude. This guy went 38-2 his entire time at Clemson and won the first 29 games that he played. So we know the kid can win. Even if he's not playing his best, his team wants to win. And I think that, the Jags, man, that's their franchise quarterback, man. I think he's going to be there a long time. And I just sent out a text like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I think Trevor Lawrence is really going to turn the Jags into a winning team. I'm not saying a Super Bowl or anything, but a winning season, at least I think every year that he's there. Got a good squad, man. So I'm going to go with Jags too.
So there's nothing wrong with what y'all saying, and I understand why we picked Jacksonville. They're on a 5-game winning streak to end the season, and they just really took over. Here's the reason why you guys are wrong. I think Jacksonville can win the playoff game, but a sneaky run, they will have to go to Kansas City if these guys beat Los Angeles, and it's just that's not feasible for anybody, or even having to go into Buffalo. I think the Dolphins can make a sneaky run if they can get past Buffalo. The thing is, we don't understand their quarterback situation. We don't have to understand their quarterback situation. If Mike McDaniels can get Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr., which he already know about, these guys were in the San Francisco system with him. So all he has to do is just run the damn ball. Run the ball. Get it out of Josh Allen's hands. Josh Allen can't be Superman if he don't have the ball in his hands. I'm not picking the Dolphins. That'd be crazy. But I'm saying the Dolphins can make a sneaky run. Because if you get past Buffalo, you did the hard work. You don't even have Tyreek Hill in KC anymore. Tyreek Hill in Miami. That's what we want to see anyway.
Without Tua, I don't see the Dolphins doing anything. And Trevor Lawrence is like you said, last 5 games they've won, so they are winning. Like they have a recipe to win. None of these other teams can say so.
Fellas, the question is, which team can make a sneaky run? A sneaky run. There is nothing sneaky about the Jaguars coming into the playoffs, winning 5 games in a row, and being hot as fish grease. The Dolphins can come in there with Skylar Damn Thompson and win a game against Buffalo.
No, dude, not
against
chance.
Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills and the fighting Damar Hamlins.
Everybody is expecting the Jags to lose, man, because they are on a streak. Of course, they're going to lose first game of the play. Everybody's thinking it, dude. Everybody.
I mean, I'm thinking it too, but if there was a team, it would be them, just because of the track record.
So there's no belief in Geno Smith?
Absolutely. I mean,
sneaky run? No.
Yeah, he might win a game.
He might win a playoff game.
I believe he might win a playoff game.
Yeah, but not a run. No, not a chance.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We had the Cowboys and Chargers stumble against some lesser opponents. Both Dallas and LA decided to play well into the fourth quarter and did look good going to the playoff game this weekend. As we go through some highlights, we're going to talk about which team we feel more concerned about later. Let's go into it here. We see. So now this is the type of team that we want to see, right? Justin Herbert stepping up, finding his go-to guy. But look at this. The game is tied. You got a no-name player. Chase Edmonds is out there. Ooh. RPO. Jerry Jeudy going to the crib. Oh, my goodness. 27-yard game. This is the type of thing that can't happen. This is the team that's supposed to go out there and play against the team that's hot. 5 straight wins. It's not going to work because we're going to see Russell Wilson back here again. Russell Wilson making Russell Wilson type plays is a swing pass. And he ain't got nowhere to go but the end zone. Mm-hmm. What the hell is the defense?
The defense been suspect all year, man. And that's the only thing I feel like is really, really holding them back.
There's a good pick by Sebastian Joseph Day right there. The thing that's holding the Chargers back, they just can't execute when they need to. Fourth quarter execution time. Brandon Staley's like he's playing fucking Madden.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
But see, I mean, you look at some of these guys on that defense, man. I mean, you got big names, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and then you got Drew Tranquill, got 146 tackles on the year right now. I mean that's a lot, man. But you look on the offensive side, Justin Herbert's close to 5,000 yards, right?
Yeah.
4,739.
And to
Go
me,
ahead.
honestly, if you're putting up almost 5,000 yards a season, you've got to have more than 25 touchdowns. Got to. And I get it. Keenan Allen was out a few games, great receiver. Still the third best on the team in receiving yards, and he missed 7 games. So I don't know, man. It kind of depends. Obviously, Austin Eckler kind of carrying him too. He's got to have a good game.
We're going to get back into the Chargers later. Can you pull up some of that Dallas and Washington highlights as they stumble against a lesser opponent? Right here, we got a muff punt. This is to open the game. This can't happen. This can't happen. It's a muff punt. Very next play, Sam Howell, his first NFL pass, goes for a touchdown to scary Terry McLaurin, first-time Pro Bowler. Oh my goodness, this is tough. And Dallas played their starters well into the fourth quarter, maybe the second possession to the fourth quarter. And if it wasn't for a halftime saving drive by Dak, this would be a 26-0 blowout, as Washington basically dominated this game with the majority of the starters in. So it brings us to the question that we have to ask, and that is, which team are you more concerned about, Dallas or LA?
Dallas. Everything, whatever can go wrong in Dallas will go wrong in Dallas, and it has gone wrong in Dallas since I've been a Dallas fan. And it just so happens that you happen to be playing the man that has never lost to you ever in the history of his career. I have concerns for you. I'm trying to tell you. You better be wishing on a star, rubbing your rocks together or whatever you do in your pastime, but you better be doing it if you're a Dallas fan.
I'm gonna agree with that, man. I mean, plain and simple, dude. Dak's been there a while. Zeke's been there a while. Mm-hmm. On paper, they have such a great team, offensively and defensively. Dallas just can't win big games. This year they have been, the record shows they've been a lot better than previous years, but we all know how Dallas is in the playoffs, so we'll see how it goes.
I understand why y'all said Dallas, and what can go wrong will go wrong in Dallas, but what can go wrong will go wrong in Los Angeles. And it's been a way since they've been the goddamn San Diego Chargers. From back in the day when Phillip Rivers was number 1 seed with LT and those guys, they still couldn't win. They couldn't beat Tom Brady back those days. So, and I think Justin Herbert's new barricade is going to be Trevor Lawrence. The thing is, there's something not right. I don't feel right. I don't really feel safe about this Chargers team. I would feel safe if the Chargers were to have won their division and this game would be in SoFi Stadium. But since the Chargers have to go to Duval County, I'm seriously concerned about them. That Jaguar team is hot, ready to pounce.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. I see you.
But the Chargers have been here before, and Justin has been here before.
The long term, every Dallas fan's waiting on a playoff win, dude. And I just think that each year people are like, "Oh, is it Dallas's year?" It's always their year. So yeah. I feel like until they win a playoff game, or at least make it, deep into the playoffs, maybe even to the Super Bowl, even if they don't win, bro, everyone's waiting on that one playoff win. And until that happens, the pressure's all on them every season.
Dallas goes into the season knowing that. Dak knows if he doesn't get close to a chip, they're going to be talking about him. The thing is, if Dak was playing for the New York Giants right now with the stats that he had, they would look at Dak like he's the next Jesus. Oh my God. But no, he's in Dallas, and that's the thing. Coming with that pressure and the mountain of quarterbacks that he's have to, proceed. Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach, these some greats in Cowboys uniform. So he can be looked at in that Tony Romo frame, or he can be looked at in that Troy Aikman frame. But we understand that with Dallas. With Dallas, we know we're gonna get an inconsistent team. With the Chargers, they're supposed to be this upstart team with Justin Herbert. And this is Justin Herbert's first playoff game. Same thing with Trevor Lawrence. We're going to see it. Trevor Lawrence had a lot more postseason success than Justin Herbert did in college. So I got to go with the Chargers. Let's move on. We got crazy season, some dynamic performances. And let's talk about Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow. Who is the MVP? We can look here some Mahomes stats. Mahomes is the type of guy who makes football fun to watch. I'm not saying that the other two guys don't, but Mahomes makes you want to go out there in the backyard and do some shit you ain't never did before.
Yeah, dude. Mahomes is.
It's different.
Dude. It's hard to go against Mahomes, man, and kind of anything. It's hard to not pick this guy. And
I mean, look at
right.
Look at the play right here. Look at the play right here. This guy makes a damn jump shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He threw up a floater.
He said, "All right, God, do your thing, bro. You just take the football."
I'm trying to tell you. I don't know how you bet against him, but I'm still pulling for Hurts, man.
Yeah, dude. You look at this season, Hurts, and obviously, me being a Georgia fan, dude, I've seen Jalen Hurts a good bit in college. So, I mean, he's a competitor, dude. Hold on. But I mean, look, all right, he's a competitor, though, right? So it's great to see him win. AJ Brown. He broke the record for receiving yards, Eagles history, tied for second receptions in a season for the Eagles. So, they're a great duo to watch, and they're fun. But I got to go with Mahomes, man. I mean, he's got Travis Kelce. That's all he needs.
I think Joe Burrow needs some love. Well over 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns to 12 picks. But to Burrow's defense, 4 of those picks was thrown in one game. I don't know if that hurt him or helped him. I actually probably hurted him right there. My bad, Joe. But as we see what Jalen Hurts can do and the type of things that Jalen Hurts can do, as we'll talk about him. Hurts is a guy who understood where he needed to improve at, and he did it. And we saw what happened when Josh Allen got Stephon Diggs. We see what happened when Tua got Tyreek Hill. When you get a guy like A.J. Brown, it's a game changer because you can do stuff like that. This guy just put his nuts on this guy's head. So you can do stuff like that because you got a guy like Jalen Hurts. And 35 total touchdowns, 25 passing, 10 rushing. I think his 2 games where he got hurt really hurt his chances. And then when he came back against New York, he just wasn't the same. He had a couple pretty balls to A.J. Brown, but it doesn't it doesn't really resonate that he really grabbed that grasp from Mahomes. And I would say that Joe Burrow is closer than Jalen Hurts is currently at this moment, just because of when Joe Burrow was in that moment, he ice cold. He got ice water in his veins. There's nobody gonna get close to him. He's not worried about it. He didn't beat Mahomes 3 times. Twice on his block. And Mahomes. Burrow has some consideration. I'm gonna have to go with Mahomes as well, but Burrow definitely should be considered before Jalen Hurts.
Let me ask you this:
Go ahead.
Who
Ask.
has a better percentage of losing this season?
You talking about right now
in the playoffs? Who has the
Okay.
better percentage of losing?
Mahomes.
I'm probably gonna go.
And that's why I gotta go with Hurts. He's gonna have more time, bro. He's gonna be able to he's gonna come back and be able to do what he needs to do for his team, as he does every time. When he's gone, they hurt, and we know it. We know they hurt. But when he's there, they're a different beast, and they've been that all season. And I can't count them out.
Trust me, Hurts. I mean, I am a little biased. You know, he was great for fantasy this year, and so was AJ Brown. So it's hard to not pick him. But dude, Mahomes has been doing Mahomes things for years now, so it's hard to not. Dude, he's got like 40 touchdowns right now. 41 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Bro, if I'm Andy Reid, I will accept 20 interceptions if you're going to throw that many touchdowns. Come on, man.
I don't know about that.
I refute your Jalen Hurts point with this. Was it Jalen Hurts or the system? No, I'm playing. But
you don't want to go there.
No. I'm not gonna go there because it was definitely Jalen Hurts. Because when the system failed, Gardner Minshew. The system failed Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Mahomes did this with lesser talent. Can we agree? But out of those three squads, the Bengals, Eagles, and Chiefs, the Bengals and Eagles have the better supporting cast.
Do they though?
Miles Sanders had a good year.
I'm about to say his whole team, they just balling.
I don't know, man. If you're throwing up just those three teams automatically, I'm thinking better teams, Kansas City and Philly, just like automatic.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go at a different angle. I asked the question that I got asked earlier. If Mahomes is on the Eagles and Hurts is on the Chiefs, are they doing the same thing they doing? I think Mahomes damn near goes undefeated if he's on the Eagles.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts 12-1 as a starter this year, so he could probably do some things. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, who do you want with the ball in your hands? We're talking about the nitty-gritty. We're talking about the playoffs now. The ball in your hands on one of those drives that you need. We've seen Joe Burrow do it. We've seen Pat Mahomes do it. Can Jalen Hurts do it? And that's why, in my mind, it's Mahomes, Burrow, then Hurts.
But here's the thing. Jalen won't put you in position to have to do that. That's what it's been looking like. Like, he's not putting you in position to have to win the game. We've already won the game by halftime. Like, the game is over.
I mean, dude, Hurts just, all three of them are dominant. There's no question about it. But there's just such a significant difference when Hurts is playing and when he's not. Not saying that it's like that. It's not like that for the other teams, but we've kind of experienced it this year with the Eagles. So we saw it, and it's a significant difference.
You're going to fault Patrick for his defense's faults because he's not playing on the defensive side. The only reason why Hurts' team is winning by halftime because the defense hasn't allowed anything.
Hey, sports. Hey, bro, in sports, you got to score more to win, right?
I'm not blaming Patrick for his defense's lack of, wanting to play or whatever, but I'm just saying that's just how the chips fell this year.
So back to one of the original questions. I'm gonna put a scenario in your head. You're down 6. There's a minute and 20 seconds left. One timeout. Who do you want the ball to be in your hands? I want it to be in the hands of Patrick Mahomes.
Is Patrick on Patrick's team? Or is he
they're on their current teams. That's fine.
Then it's a toss-up in my head as of this year. in normal circumstances, any other year, any other time, yes, I'm picking Patrick every time. But I'm just saying, the way it looked this year, I gotta give Hurts a chance.
I'm sticking with Mahomes, dude. Mahomes that's MVP right there.
All right. And we will break down some more of the MVP as we get to that NFL honors the week before the Super Bowl. We got the Monday after, the NFL likes to call it Black Monday, but we're not doing that here. Coaching vacancies in Carolina, Denver, Houston, and Arizona. Which team would you want to coach? I guess you can add Indianapolis in that mode as well, because they're interviewing coaches.
I don't want to coach it. Please don't pick me.
So they're all bad choices. They're just all bad choices. But dude, I've seen, we see Kyler Murray. I think he whines a lot as a quarterback. I think that you have to, you kind of got to hold yourself, man, to the higher standard as a quarterback, bro. You're the general of the field. Like you're their leader, whether you don't play defense or not. The defense is looking at you to be their leader as well. To say, all right, hey, defense, let's go bust some heads. Let's, do our thing, whatever. Denver, garbage. Russell Wilson. Hey, bro.
You're not going to do that to Russell Wilson, man.
You wrong, man. I mean, you should be kind of coaching yourself at this point. Like, and after this season, no thanks. I wouldn't want anything to do with Denver after this season. Houston would be all right. Damian Pierce unfortunately got hurt, but man, what a pickup that Houston got with him. Still not enough though. Carolina, I think, would probably be my pick. Matt Corral, obviously injured reserve, got hurt. So they ran into the quarterback problem, but then Deontay Foreman had a pretty decent season. So you got a pretty young running back that you can rely on because he was close to 1,000 yards. And then Matt Corral, let him rehab. And then let's see what happens next season. You got a young quarterback that can come in and could probably be the franchise quarterback. But we got to see it first. So if I was going to pick, it would probably be the Panthers.
Carolina, yeah, maybe. I mean, they second in the NFC South. Me and half their conference got the same record, more than half.
I think I know from personal experience here, because of the Falcons. So again, I don't want to pick in my division because I don't like any of those teams in my division. Just off of those teams, man. I mean, that's the best potential I see.
I mean, maybe, yeah, because conference wide open. We got a chance.
We got
a chance because can't nobody really do nothing. I mean, our best team has 8 wins. So, I mean, yeah, it might be the best decision. I mean, in Denver, whole team just sucks. But we do have a good quarterback sometimes. So, I mean, if you want to bet on a quarterback, okay, go with Russell. But, I mean, is this the same Russell that we've seen in Seattle? I don't think so. Has he shown Russell-type things? Yes. But is he consistently Russell? Hell no. We can't go there. We can't do it. So,
definitely not.
And Houston, we can't get a quarterback now. What you want me to do? That's why we fired our coach, because we can't get a quarterback all of a sudden. Because now you want to win games. I mean, I come out here every week and try to win. It just don't happen like that.
Yeah,
so
like, well, damn, what you want me to do? Lose? Yes.
Yes. We needed. We on next year now. I mean, by the middle of the season, we should have been focused on next year. You should just played everybody on the bench and seen what they could do. Maybe we'd have won a couple more games. I don't know. But point is, can't go coach there. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have a leader. I don't know what we're gonna do. With all that said, I might have to agree. We got to go with the second team in the NFC South.
Vision, right?
I think what we're missing here you guys set the base of it, right? You talked about how Houston's quarterback situation is not going to be really figured out. We don't know what they're going to do if their quarterback that they want is going to be on the board. And then we talk about that horrible situation, that shitty deal that Russell Wilson got. That I don't understand. I don't know who wants to be able. They're talking about Sean Payton's link to that. I would run for the hills for Sean Payton. Carolina has a decent situation. I like J.C. Horn. I like Brian Burns. I like these guys. But the thing is with Carolina, I'm not going to bank my franchise on Matt Corral. So that brings me to a place where I got a quarterback that's already established, and I got a wide receiver that's already established. Arizona. I got a team that's already established. Of course, Zach Ertz and Kyler Murray will be nursing their injuries. So the first month we might hit the bottom of the barrel, but it's a decent idea to be in Arizona simply because of the dynamic skills that Kyler Murray brings. So what you're gonna have to study with him a little longer. Put the shit in Call of Duty or something. While you're killing zombies, all right. Remember X1 banana split. All right. Remember when the safety come up, that's what you're supposed to do. Somebody on your right side, bing bing. So that's what you need to do for Kyler Murray.
You also got to remember, dude, J.J. Watt just retired. So there you go. It's not just, I mean, you got to look at that defensive side, man. I mean, you just lost a very big part of your defense. And I was just listening to a podcast the other day, man. One of the linemen for the Titans, he was talking about J.J. Watt. And he was like, literally, man, every game he just lines up, right in, right tackle, left end, and he just finds who's having an off game, and that's where he'll play at the rest of the game because he can just play anywhere. Bro, you're taking a guy like that, and he's gone, and he's out of your defense now. That's a little scary.
I mean, here's what the guys can do. The guys can bring J.J. Watt in, coaching staff. I doubt he'll do that, but they can at least try to offer it to the man. But I'll give you 2 words why we can deal with something like that. Isaiah Simmons. That guy can line up anywhere. He can line up on the line as a linebacker, as a safety, as a cornerback in the slot. So, and you just that hybrid player. You got a guy like him and Budda Baker on the same field together. I like what Xavier Collins brings to the team. So they have something there. I think Arizona needs to maybe get a guy that can breed defense. So maybe go get a guy like Raheem Morris, or go get Cowboys Dan Quinn and see what they can do. Bring up that defense and go defense in the draft because you got what you want on offense. James Conner is solid. DeAndre Hopkins, he's not a top 5 receiver, but you can put him in there maybe number 11. Maybe not top 10. You can put him in there maybe number 11, 10.
Yeah.
And they'll get Zach Ertz back some type of time during the season. That could be an intriguing place to go to. And you don't know what's going on with that San Francisco quarterback situation. Is it going to be Brock Purdy from now on, or are they going to go back to Trey Lance because Jimmy G's gone?
So we saying the system is messed up. We need
in Arizona. Yeah, clearly the system that was messed up.
Speaking of the system, Russell Wilson, systematic quarterback.
Nathaniel Hackett wasn't the right guy to coach that team. So he needed somebody that can really understand his abilities. And it wasn't that guy. So I would say Russell Wilson is more of a systematic quarterback than Kyler Murray is. And that's not a knock on either one. But it's just I can trust that Russell Wilson will understand and play off what he reads and not how the play is reacting. Because Kyler Murray plays off reaction. It's like he looks at the read, know that you're going to be there, and he still's going to try to throw it your way, especially if D-Hop's over there. So,
I mean, this is a team that had a seven loss streak.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to blame it all on the system. If he can't get open, because this man runs so much.
Kyler Murray, he didn't have D-Hop the first 6 games. Zach Ertz tore his ACL. Kyler Murray tore his ACL. So there was team injuries in and out the secondary. It was definitely the system and just an unfortunate chain of events. It had to be the system because all those injuries stacked up for San Fran, and they won 10 straight games. So it's more of the system than it is anything else in Arizona. So we're gonna go to our wild card weekend. It's a bunch of rematches. We're gonna set up our playoff tree and we're gonna get into our playoff predictors. I'm gonna go off with the Chargers are going to lose in Jacksonville, and it's gonna look real easy for them to do so. I really don't see this game being any type of close because of the fact of how the momentum will jump into Jacksonville's favor. Jacksonville probably they're going to drive down the field, get the first touchdown of the game, and then it's just going to all hell's going to break loose. We're going to move on. We don't still don't know the status of Lamar Jackson as he's going to do everything he can to get out there and play. With that being said, Lamar Jackson's career playoff record is still 1-3. Um, he's lost when he's been number one seed. He's hasn't looked prepared at times in the playoffs, or like the game is suddenly too fast for him in the playoffs because they can zero in on what he does best. And if he's not at 100%, it's no way in hell the guy's going to win. I got Cincinnati winning that easily. And the thing here, Buffalo, I know I talked about Miami being a sneaky team, making a sneaky playoff run. That was just for that segment. Those just jokes. I was fooling y'all. Buffalo gonna whoop their ass. Let's move on to the NFC side. San Fran and Seattle, man. Seattle hasn't beat Trey Lance, Jimmy G, or Brock Purdy. So it, give me San Fran by a wide margin. And probably the upset of the weekend, I will take the New York Football Giants and Danny Dimes. Yes, he can go back to be called Danny Dimes because he doesn't turn the ball over anymore because Brian Daboll's there now. Give me Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley to get a much earned victory. And I'll take the Dallas Cowboys in the Monday night finale. I just had to take a breath. I threw up my mouth a little bit. But on paper, Dallas is a better equipped team. They should win this game.
We're gonna start with the Chargers and the Jags. Um, I think that as I spoke about earlier, Trevor Lawrence, man, even when he's not playing good, the guys around him they pick him up. He's a winner, dude. We've seen it. We saw it at Clemson. He's still a young quarterback, but I think that he gets a win this time. So I'm going to go Jacksonville over the Chargers. And as you said, we don't know the status of Lamar. I don't know, man. I think that even if he does play, he still might be limited. We don't know for sure. Joe Burrow's a great quarterback. I think he can get it done. So I'm going to go with the Bengals on that one. And then the Bills, man. I really don't think that I need to go into it that much. Miami's I think it's just their time to go, man. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Bills. And then we're going to go with the San Francisco and Seattle. I'm going to go with San Fran. I think that they have a lot of weapons. I think Geno Smith has done a very good job this year. It's got to end at some point, and I think that I think 49. And then they keep saying Tom Brady has never lost to Dallas. I think that Dallas might. I think they might get their win against them. And it's been a long time, and Dallas is always waiting on a playoff win. So I think they get it.
First of all, I'm going to the same order. I gotta go with the Chargers, man. I know. Trevor Lawrence. He's great. But he ain't been here before. He ain't done this before. He new to this. I'ma just hope and pray that I'm right. because I got Justin Herbert because he know what he doing. And Baltimore Bengals, man, no Lamar, no way. Okay, no Lamar, no way, man. Got to go with the Bengals. And the Buffalo Dolphins, you know, I counted the Dolphins out from the beginning. So let's go ahead and put Buffalo. Yeah. Dallas and the Buccaneers. I gotta go with the Bucks, man. Tom Brady's undefeated, bro. It's Tom Brady, bro. I mean, who we talking about? It's Tom Brady. Giants and Minnesota. I got Minnesota, man. They know how to come back and win. We know that much. and finally, I gotta support Gino, man. Just because
Wow.
I think he got one in him, man. I think
so.
he could just pull this one out of the hat, bro. I just feel it in my bones. The world's just telling me everything's like Gino. And I gotta believe in it.
The thing is, there's a lot of teams coming in here on a different type of high. Jaguars coming in on a 5-game win streak. The Bengals have won their last 8. The Bills have won 3 straight, and then you got the San Francisco 49ers who won the last 10, and of course what Eagles did. So at this point, something's gonna have to give, and even with the inconsistent play of the Chargers, they still winners of 4 of the last 6. So it's something got to give, and I think in a game, we're gonna go back to my last concept. In a game where I gotta have it at drive, I'm gonna give that ball to Trevor Lawrence, just because his IQ makes more sense. That Seattle play, that's just a wish, that's just a prayer, because Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, that defense, Brock Purdy doesn't have to do anything. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy's throwing the ball 15 damn times. That's it, 15 times.
Yep.
I don't need to do anything else. But that Minnesota game, I think that Minnesota and the Giants game is going to be real intriguing. I don't foresee too many blowouts besides on the AFC side. All 3 of those games might, 2 of those 3 games are going to be blowouts. But on the NFC side, we're going to see some good football. And I think the Giants and Vikings have the opportunity of being the best game of the weekend because they're so evenly matched. I got to believe in Danny Dimes, even though all 3 of us could be out there playing receiver, because I don't know too much about the current receivers they got besides Darius Slayton. But it's going to be tough for the Giants to get that win. But I think if you can keep the ball away from Kirk Cousins so he can't get the ball to Justin Jefferson and Hutchinson, those guys are going to be all right. That's going to be the upset of the year. It's got to be one. That's going to be it.
I'm going to have to agree, man. I think that, when Minnesota played Green Bay, Jay Jetta's, he got shut down, dude. He got shut down. And I think that everyone's thinking, he's going to come back and just have the game of his life. And I think that he's going to still have a great game. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's, phenomenal wide receiver. And I think him and Kirk they have that connection. They are there. I just don't think it's going to be enough, man. Danny Dimes is doing his thing right now. So I got to stick with it, too. That's got to be it.
It's going to be an upset.
It wouldn't be an upset if the Vikings win, because they should win. They won 12 games this year. And the Vikings have won 11 close games. But the Vikings are one of those teams really that good? Like, are they really that good?
If the game is close, which it should be, Minnesota wins.
Let's make it straight. Every game should be close because all these teams that are selected 14 and got to the dance. But that's not going to be the case because Baltimore going to get their ass whooped. Miami going to get their ass whooped. Yeah. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if those games are within 14 points because they're going to set up that emotional rematch from last Monday night. So I lied. San Fran is gonna whoop Seattle's ass. Be lucky if Seattle scores.
Hey man, don't count them boys on, man.
I'm not counting them out. It's just that's a tall task just on the defense alone.
Hey,
If
again,
I win the coin, I'm Kyle Shanahan. I'm giving him the ball.
look, I know we're on unbiased. But I had the 49ers defense in my fantasy league, so again, a little biased. I the defense looks good, man.
Oh man.
I mean, they're going to be great, man. I don't know if it's going to be Seattle doesn't score, but I think that their defense holds them to a very low scoring game. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's I think I'd probably give them maybe 10 points. Seattle, maybe.
Oh no, I didn't think San Fran was going to score that much. It might be like a 10-0 game, just strictly because Seattle has some dogs. They got some dogs. They got some famous names in the secondary. Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant is in the secondary of Seattle. So, but those guys, no jokes aside, those guys are ballers. Tariq Woolen, those guys are ballers. It's a nice little secondary in Seattle. I see what they're doing, a little Legion of Boom. But Deebo Samuel's playing. Christian McCaffrey's playing. Oh my god! San Fran is one of those so Madden that you put together that you couldn't believe that you were able to put together.
Oh, I agree. That Christian McCaffrey trade. I mean, you look at San Fran right now, and it's like it doesn't even matter who the quarterback is. It doesn't even matter because I mean, there's so many weapons there, and if I'm being honest, I don't even know why Carolina made that trade.
I don't know either.
I don't think
they started running the ball better. I don't know. They got rid of their best player and they started running the ball better. We end the show with a LTL recap. Since we got our ATL super fan diehard guy, we're gonna talk about those Atlanta Falcons and the national champion Georgia Bulldogs. Back-to-back, the first back-to-back champion in over decades, since 2010, 2011, when Alabama did it. Where do you think Georgia is going to go with the with the exodus that's been in?
Man, so I've talked about this a good bit with a lot of people. So Carson Beck, I will never understand why he has stayed so long. Because he doesn't really play that much. But I mean, I follow everything. So Carson Beck, you watch his workouts, guy's got a cannon. You see him in some games, cannon. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my hat because it's just all sorts of messed up to me. All right, there we go. But yeah, Carson Beck, he's a really good athlete. He's tall, but he lacks the experience. And, behind him, you got Brock Vandagriff, and then you got Gunnar Stockton as well. Two great young quarterbacks as well, but again, lacking the experience. It's hard to say, but I don't know if we're going to really have a superstar quarterback. I think that we're going to depend a lot on our run game next year. Because you got, I don't know if y'all remember number 22, the huge, big Branson Robinson. Remember the name, but that guy is a beast. Had 2 touchdowns in the national championship. He's big, he's physical, and just he can just flat out play. And then also you look at Ladd McConkey, one of the best slot receivers in the country. You look at Brock Bowers, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. He is the best player in the NCAA. Best player on the best team for 2 years in a row. Best player in the country, can't be stopped. He had 152 yards in the national championship game on 7 receptions. I mean, guy's a stud. So I think our offense is going to be okay, but we're going to miss a lot of defense too. But then again, I mean, our secondary is pretty young. Our line is, I think there's 4 linemen that are sophomores and 1 that's a junior. So again, we could be bringing back our entire line. And, I mean, our quarterback's going to adjust kind of any way they need to. But as far as I'm concerned, our line did great. And Stetson Bennett didn't get touched in that national championship. So, doesn't matter who's playing quarterback, they shouldn't get touched.
Yeah, it was the greatest point outburst in national championship history, and the way too early college rankings has Georgia number one. Caesar Sportsbook has them as favorites to three-peat. And can you bring up all three of us back up as I ask this next question with Georgia going back to back and solidifying the way that they did, going 15-0, not losing, just really dominating opponents. With the inclusion of last night's performance, can you say that Georgia is the top dog in college football, not Alabama anymore?
I mean, if Alabama has an off year this year, one hell of an off year. I mean, they're great. I mean, they just extended Nick Saban's contract. I think Alabama is still going to be Alabama. They're still going to be contenders. They're still going to be there. They're still going to be in the SEC championship. I think Georgia still has a very good recruiting class, and we just I just read something today about a 2024 quarterback, crystal balling to Georgia, and they're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. Guys making great.
I gotta see this.
So, I mean, I would love to see it, obviously, as a fan. I think that we're going to be better than Alabama, yeah.
Oh, man.
Man, Georgia fans. I love y'all, man. I swear. I don't hate y'all until y'all play us. Alabama, we ain't done yet. Hell no, we ain't done yet. We still got Nick Saban. We still got Chase.
We still got Kirby.
And we still got the best draft class. So, calm down, Georgia fans. We going to get it back right. We going to get it together. We going to be back. Crimson Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Hey, just remember, y'all got.
Oh, yeah, I said it here.
18 national championships. So, I mean, the way I see it, the run y'all had, it was fun.
Oh, it was fun.
It was fun, but I mean,
did he just buy that gear? Like, damn, they just won the championship last night. What the heck?
Hold on, wait. Sorry. No, bro, this is last year's. I'm sorry. I don't have the back one yet to flex a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to go get 6 of them.
Oh, man. And Georgia can win the title next year. That'll be the first three-peat champion in college football history. Let's move on to them pesky Falcons, man. So they end the season 7-10. Desmond Ridder comes in and starts the last 4 games, starts to pick up a rhythm. What do you feel like is the direction for the Falcons?
I think it's great, man. Desmond Ridder got his first touchdown last game of the season. Awesome. He stepped in when the Falcons needed him, got a couple wins under his belt. So we got the experience. They're going into the offseason. He's feeling good. And I think that he's going to be going into next season. I mean, right now with Marcus Mariota, quitting on us because he wasn't the starter. I don't know. I feel a certain type of way about that. But going into next season, we're looking at, Ridder being QB1. And he's going to the next season knowing that as well. So I think, his mentality is not, I'm a rookie and I'm not going to get much playing time. You are QB1 as of now. So I think his mentality is going to change a little bit, might step it up a little bit more. We got Algier, man. Phenomenal rookie. I mean, over 1,000 yards rushing. He runs hard. He hits hard. Big back. He can just kind of do it all. Drake London, over 1,000 yards receiving. I mean, we got a really young core in our skill positions, and I think we're going to be sitting. If I had to put next season on the line, I mean, we might finish probably second in the division, we might have a winning record next year. I think we can get a winning record next year.
A winning record that's definitely obtainable. I think in that NFC South we talked about earlier. I don't think the NFC South will be as bad as it was this year. Those things happen. The NFC East last year was horrendous. So and now they're the best division in football. So what do they need to do in the draft?
Need a lot of work, man. If I had to pick, well, first, I would say you need some kind of defense, man. You got to stop people from scoring. I felt like the Falcons let off in the second half. I felt like we couldn't finish games. First half, for most of the time, first half we were pretty solid. We just couldn't finish games. I don't know. I think that it's going to be defense. Defense, anything. You got AJ Terrell that's back there who's doing his thing, man. We need more players that, I think, in my personal opinion, we kind of need to go the linebacker route. I mean, Lorenzo Carter's there. That's great. Georgia native, played at Georgia, all that. But we need more. We need guys that are fast up front. We need big guys on the line. We got Grady Jarrett there, but that's one guy. And I think we need to go for maybe an edge rusher. That would probably be my first pick. I don't know. I think if you're on the defensive line, man, you can kind of get coached to go DN or defensive tackle. So I would go probably DN.
All right. You heard it here first, people. Arthur Blake, listen to your fans. They need some defense. All right. Any last words from my panel?
Can the Falcons get off the bottom of the NFC South? I don't know. You can't even beat your conference.
Hey, the only thing I'm going to say, look at the Patriots when they had Tom Brady and look at the Patriots now. It can happen, okay? So I think we're going to be 1 or 2 next year.
1 or 2. What's that?
It's third in their division.
If the division doesn't have Tom Brady, then Desmond Ridder might easily be the best quarterback in that division.
Oh, I agree with that.
True.
But I will say the NFC South is trash.
For now. We got it's just one of those things. All right, and we're going to end with a dad joke. You guys ready? All right.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common?
I have no clue.
I'm usually so good at dad jokes. But not this one, I don't know.
They're both parasites. Parasites?
Shut up.
Parasites? Come on, man. Come on, get in there. Hey, count me out. We'll be back.